Free balling in the gym. That's a good one.
You hit that?
Oh.
Did you do the gym shorts?
I've been in the
Have
gym
you
hard.
free balled in the gym short, the silver gym shorts? Because those are the ones that tell all.
I free balled in a white mesh basketball short.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's brave. I wouldn't even know what to do with myself if I wore a pair of briefs. I feel like my balls would be like.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up that we have to be out here suffocating our manhood and restricting the world from getting what we have to offer.
You're right.
It's honestly.
If God didn't want people to see him, he would have, grown us maybe like some extra foreskin to just cover the whole thing.
There is a religious backing to the free ball activism.
You might have a church of free ball on your hands.
Remember the Church of Nudes? This could be it. We always talked about starting a church.
If for nothing else, it's for the tax purposes.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Battle raps cause I've shaken grown men to the point that they can't even face their own friends. That's why they rhyme about jewels, not life, cause the ice on which they skating is so thin. That's what I love about the human soul.
Oh, all right. You ready, dog?
Born ready, baby.
Got my grandma's blanket in the middle. Little aesthetic.
Oh, I see that.
Little something for the eyes to rest on.
Yeah, in my arm.
Yeah.
Oh, are we live?
We're live, baby. Episode 74. We're off.
Yeah.
We're off to the races, and I got a question for you. I want to start this one off spicy. How do you feel when a new bottle service girl, straight from the burbs, first time really making real money, meeting real people, seeing people spend crazy amounts of money, sort of getting opened up to this world?
Mm-hmm.
We see these girls often.
Oh, yeah. They're just starting to learn how to do their makeup correctly.
Yeah, and every week they come with like a new feature. It's like some new thing that some girl taught that, oh, girl, you need to see Chantel over at Lash Tech. Like, she got you, like they're just building their
They're
whole...
morphing them into a bottle rat.
Yeah. And then, we see these girls rise like the phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And then you find out that they still got that boyfriend back home from like that college boyfriend that sort of hung on.
Uh-huh.
And she's out here doing things and he's living in the fantasy world of like, no, my baby wouldn't do that.
Yeah, this is just a phase.
Yeah.
She'll come back to Nebraska.
Yeah. And this comes up because there's a girl we work with who I just recently saw has a boyfriend.
Okay.
Who you would never have imagined that she had a boyfriend. You
Right.
watch her work in the streets and you're sure that she's single.
Yeah.
We
We probably shouldn't say her name, but
well, we won't say her name, but
I'm going to see if I can connect the dots as we talk, but go ahead.
well, it's going to be tough because she's blonde. There's a lot of blondes.
Fake boobs?
Here's what might give it away. No fake boobs.
Okay. I think I know who you're talking about already. But go ahead.
It's just, I pour one out every time. Every time I see that happen, I'm like, damn, poor guy.
So it was a college boyfriend? Or she had him the whole time and we didn't know?
Yeah. She had a boyfriend the whole time, apparently, and we didn't know. This is what I heard.
Wow. Okay. Well,
It's a little shocking. It's shocking. And it brings, like, you remember that, right? You remember a time when you were like, no, my girl's, she's beautiful. She's perfect. My angel, my sweet little angel.
Oh, yeah.
She would never do that. She comes right home after the club.
Uh-huh.
She doesn't go to after parties. Sometimes she has to work late and count the money till 6 a.m.
Nightlife, but that's not who she is.
Yeah.
Well, she's sitting on some old rich guy's lap.
Yeah.
Trying to get her to buy another bottle of champagne.
It's rough. It's a little
rough, but look,
slap in the face, bring you back to reality.
Let me tell you something.
If it walks like a duck,
it is. But in her defense, or whoever this person is,
okay,
she's probably bringing home a big check to daddy. So can he really be? He might be winning. He might be a cuck and be like, he might get off to watching his girl fuck other guys, and he gets paid for it. That's a win-win.
No, see, I think that's a more developed man. I feel like this guy's younger in the game. If I had to paint
that's fucked up. That it develops. Eventually, you stop fighting it and you learn to appreciate it.
if I had to give my 2 cents on the situation, which I have no real details of, but if I had to guess, this is like a relationship from before her rising into a bad bitch, before her blossoming into a bad bitch, you know, and this guy, she likes him. They've been together maybe a couple years. They were in love, but now you level up and you can't, in the moment, you can't see that level's coming, and then it's happening. And then you still like have this thing holding you down, whether it's like a friend or a relationship like that or something, you know, and I feel like it's dwindling, and she's just kind of like letting it fizzle out. Like,
does it hurt you, or are you so like, I'm at the point, I've seen it so many times that I'm probably immune to it. Like I feel like, damn, that sucks because I was once that guy. But at the same time, I'm like, this is just what it is, bro. Like, that's life.
At the end, yeah, it's a whole roller coaster of emotions. At first, I get shocked. At first, I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
And
Not
then I'm
her,
like,
really?
Yeah, exactly.
See, but 20 years in the game, I've seen it a lot. And it's just like, oh, yeah. Oh, then I know. It doesn't nothing surprises me in nightlife anymore.
Yeah, at the end, that's always where I land. It's always like shocking, and then it's kind of funny, chuckle a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you feel bad, but then you're like, he'll be fine. It's going to make him a better man. You know, it feels like it's probably his first like real breakup or something. I mean, you know, these are 22-year-old people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, because I guess I got married, right, at a young age.
Yeah.
19. And everybody was like, yo, what the fuck are you, all the older people, what are you doing? You don't know anything. You're 19. I'm like, you don't know the love I have.
Yeah.
You don't know her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now I'm like, what the fuck was wrong with me?
Yeah.
But you can't, like, you have to develop that knowledge on your own. You know what I'm saying? It's not like somebody can teach you, because you're not going to listen. You have to experience it to change your perspective.
Yeah. And hopefully you do. Some people don't. Some people, you know, those people that just
Never got it.
repetitively hit the same cycle over and over, same girl, different body.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say, you know?
That is the way that the cookie crumbles.
Big news today from Chicago. I don't know if you've been watching. Let's. I doubt you'll guess it, but maybe.
Big news in Chicago. Somebody assassinated Lori Lightfoot.
That would be amazing, but no.
Hold on,
Actually,
I have to turn these speakers off. I could hear.
Well, I'm going to tell the camera, because the people don't care if you're on here or not. After 20 years in the making, they have finally completed construction on the 90 and 290 conjunction.
No.
It's done.
No
They announced
way.
The Illinois Toll Road announced today that they are complete.
No
They picked
way.
up the last fucking barrel of reflective barrel and said it's done.
How's that even possible? The last time I was in Chicago, the highway was being majorly worked on.
Well, here's what you got to understand. It's all bullshit. It doesn't take 20 years to build those roads,
Yeah.
or to build that junction. What it was that Papa Daly probably did some backdoor deal with the construction company.
You think he'd do that?
Oh, I'd like to believe he wouldn't, but I'm pretty sure he did that.
Do you think
constantly.
he'd like sell the parking rights to like a Dubai
Arab?
millionaire and change? Yeah.
Who would know?
Yeah.
But he's like, here, listen, this takes 5 years. We'll make it a 20-year contract, stretch it out, kick me back a couple $100,000 on the back end. We're good. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
And here we are 20 years later. Lifetime. That's a lifetime for many people in Chicago.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
It's been my whole lifetime, I feel like,
That's
since
what
I
I'm
can
saying.
remember. There's been,
As far back since I moved there.
yeah.
I moved to Chicago in 2003, and that's when they were working on it.
Yeah.
And it finally is over.
That's insane, actually. But it can't be. There's going to...
Well,
What
I'm
about-
sure
what
they'll
about
find
the-
some reason to...
The potholes.
I'm sure they'll
What
find
about-
something. But here's even crazier news. Toll roads in Chicago, they made them in the 70s, right? It was like a thing that they're like, okay, we're going to make these toll roads to pay off the construction that's being done on this. It's only going to be 5 years or whatever. They stretched it through the 80s, through the 90s, through the 2000s, through the 2010s, through the 2020. But they've announced 2025 they will be done with the toll roads.
Done with the toll roads, meaning you don't get charged to drive on them anymore?
That's what they're saying.
So it's just free to go anywhere in Illinois?
No, I don't know about the entire state of Illinois, but I believe in Chicago.
Really?
Yeah. Because, I mean, the toll roads weren't supposed to be a permanent thing. They were supposed to
just till you
get
the
enough money
back?
to pay off the build, so it didn't come out of the taxes.
Really?
But then they stretch, and it's really hard to give up money. But that's why I don't know if I believe that one until they actually do it, but that's what they're saying.
Where do you get information like this?
Facebook.
Oh, this is Facebook information. This is
you don't
big,
get this on Instagram. This doesn't come on your Snapchat.
This is big Facebook info vibes.
Yeah.
Someone posted it. There's all sorts
You click
of
the link.
comments.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
I stay up with my suburban dads.
Did you throw a little dad joke in the comments?
Yeah, I put a little laughy face on a couple dad jokes. You know.
Okay. What was it? You remember any good ones?
I'm just joking. I don't.
Something about the roads?
I don't think any. Yeah, I don't know what it was. Some. Most of the jokes were like, or it was like, get a picture of it now because they're gonna start doing construction next week probably again or something. So, we'll see. But I mean, that's gonna be an amazing thing to see when we go there. Oh, I'll be there next week. Next week? Yeah, next Saturday. So yeah, 1 week.
Are you driving?
No, I'm flying. Which apparently next Friday we got a polar vortex coming through.
In Chicago or here?
Well, through the whole fucking country.
Oh.
So that'll affect us down here. And that'll drop us below freezing for a couple hours, which, according to Texas, means the entire world's going to shut down.
Again?
We'll lose power, water.
And I guarantee you that after that happened, that was last year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago? We made it through another winter without one?
Yeah, we had a good winter last winter.
I have the worst concept of time at the moment. But I can guarantee you if it happens again, they will not be prepared in any type of way.
No. This never happens down here.
Yeah, they're like when it was over, they like wiped the sweat off their heads and like, whew, thank God that only happened for the one time in 100 years that it was supposed to happen.
Here we are 2 years later, about to go through it again.
Yeah.
Maybe it is climate change, but they need to fucking figure it out because you got to stop fucking putting everything in PVC above ground just because this only happens 1 day a year. It only takes 1 day to fucking destroy this whole fucking power grid here.
Yeah, I know that the infrastructure of Houston to me feels like if somebody had went to college and studied architecture and mastered the craft and built the city of Chicago, right? Mm-hmm. And then somebody who went to like Oakton Community College looked at it and was like, I think I could do that.
Yeah, water goes through. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Some electric with street. Yeah, for
whatever.
sure. We could do that. That's what Houston is.
Yeah. Well, Texas in general, I think.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
But more so Houston because it's their city. It's their big city.
Yeah.
You know?
I went to San Antonio. And,
how was that?
It made Houston seem real nice.
How so?
I mean, it wasn't like a shithole. It was kind of a shithole. I mean, I went to the Alamo. That was cool, you know? But, like, everybody's like, this mall. They're like, you got to go downtown. We got this cool mall. It's like badass. Bro, I'm trying to think of a mall that I could compare this to.
Did it still have a Gadzooks in it?
It didn't. It had maybe like, it wasn't even a mall. It was like, it was like maybe like 10 shops. Like one of them was like a shitty H&M with no one working there, no sizes of anything. Like it was like a ghost town. It was probably the most depressing mall I've ever been into. Like, at least if you go to River Oaks, you're like, this is exciting. I might get shot. You know what I'm saying? This was just terrible. It was terrible. It made Indianapolis seem like a world star city.
Yeah, nothing's worse than like a quiet, dreary mall.
Yeah, but it's like somewhat new. You can tell like they made this and somebody thought it was cool, but it's like there's nothing to it. It's like I could spit from one end of the fucking mall to the other.
There's got to be a little energy in the mall. Remember when you were little and you went to the mall and Santa was there and it was like lit and exciting?
Yeah.
The mall looks
well,
like
malls in Chicago, though there's not a lot, the ones that are there are pretty dope. I mean, Gallery is dope. I'm not going to lie. Gallery is a dope ass mall.
It's dope because they have a lot of fancy shit.
Well, they got
have
a skating rink.
They have
in
a
it.
lot
That's
of shit.
If you were a
general.
kid, Galleria would be the shit.
Yeah, true.
Because I mean, I think about like Macy's, State Street, like that shit's dope when you're a kid looking at the lights, right? But like Galleria kind of shits on the malls in Chicago because it's not really a mall city. Like if you go out to the suburbs, yeah, there's some malls, but like
I would say there's no comparable mall. I say that's.
I mean, Woodfield's like nice, but it's like it's not like Woodfield's gonna have like a Puma store. You know what I'm saying? This place has like every fucking designer you could ever think.
So, just to relate this back to the Chicago versus Houston thing, if Chicago was like a very nicely dressed, like everything on point together, suit matching, nice, expensive, and like it was all cohesive, then Houston would be the guy that's got like
A velour jumpsuit.
decent clothes, but like a banging ass accessory, like one thing that really sets it off, like the illest shoes you could get, you know, like
Yeah,
the fucking the DeLorean self-lacing, like everything else is like whatever just to get by.
Yeah.
But then he's got it's like we got the fucking, you see these
We might
joints?
not have power, but we got ice.
Right, yeah,
Motherfucker.
that's exactly.
You can see in the dark. Bling, bitch.
Yeah.
What else you got?
I don't know, man.
Are you wearing underwear right now?
I'm definitely not wearing underwear.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
There was just a moment that I had with myself where I said, why? Why am I wearing these underwear? I feel like every time I have underwear on, it's suffocating my balls. It's restricting my movements. It's getting wedged. I have to pull it out of my asshole. I have to do like the side step where you're walking. You don't want to pick in your ass, so you got to fucking hit with this and try and shuffle it out.
See, I think we're going to have to debate this for a minute because I'm team underwear. Okay?
Why though?
Well, there's a few reasons. And they're probably pretty disgusting, but I'm going to put them out here. Okay?
If you shit yourself, it is a little scarier without underwear on. I'll tell you that right now.
That's for sure.
But underwear is a nice protective layer for a shark.
What happens, let's say you're wearing your nice velour sweatpants and you're walking around and you see a nice fat ass and something pops up, right? There's nothing to restrict the boner from just popping out.
And that to me is not a negative.
Okay,
That is a full-blown positive.
Yeah, I see. I guess, but like to me, I'd be worried that I'm gonna get become a sex offender if I'm walking around with a boner and sweatpants with no.
If
underwear.
my boner that's still covered up but is maybe popping a little bit out of my pants is offensive to anyone, then these girls in their fucking crop tops and short skirts and side boobs and bottom boobs and top boobs and all that's got to go. I'm just trying to compete. I'm trying to stay on the level of human thirst trapping that we're accustomed to at this point.
Well, historically, it's not really fair. It's never been fair. I mean, you got your Instagram banned for showing your ass. I see nothing but asses on my Instagram.
Yeah. And this is another reason why I'm spearheading the freeball activism movement, because it is unfair. Mm-hmm. It's unfair that I have to smash and suffocate and lock my dick down with a pair of underwear because I'm scared that you might see it through my pants if I get a boner, but you're walking around with hard pierced nipples that are giving me the boner? If you're giving the boner, I get to have the boner. Well,
we knew which came first, and it was not the egg. It was the chick. So it's like, it's like, I think that like people look at it like it's a predator, like put a leash on that dick. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not wearing underwear, they're going to look at you like you're a predator.
No, because it's a double-edged sword, right? Unless you just have the most incredibly thick and juicy limp dick, maybe you're a predator. Maybe with a limp shrinkage cold cock, if you still got a banger that's just reaching out of your pants, maybe you're a predator. But there's a double-edged sword to the free ball game, which is if you do get a boner or have a chub, maybe it's looking good. You're throwing the bait out there.
Yeah.
But if it's a little cold out and you're shrunk up and you just got a little nugget at the top of your nuts, you still have to present that to the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You got to really have faith in your dick.
It's rain or shine. You know what I'm saying? It's small or big. You're out there. You're putting it out. And that is part of the beauty of the movement. That's part of the this is me. Take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I got another one for you.
Yeah.
You're in a nightclub. You're wearing sweatpants because your strategy, and that's what you do.
Yeah.
They're light colored gray sweatpants. Big in the free ball movement game. But you go and you realize you have to take a piss. Take a piss in the bathroom. You shake it once, shake it twice. You don't want to shake it 3 times because then you're playing with yourself. So you tuck it back into your sweats. You wash your hands. You go walking out. And someone walks up to you and says, strategy, you got a pee stain on your fucking pants.
Yeah, little dribble.
You got to dribble. And you're like, oh, that's not dribble. It's coming right out of your penis because I can see where your penis is.
I know all about the dribble. I know all about the Jewish dribble.
Sometimes that's what underwear does. It soaks up a little bit of that dribble.
That, as far as I can tell, and I've been on about an 8-day journey now where I have not worn a pair of underwear. Mm-hmm. That is the toughest part of free balling, is
containing the dribble.
Because
let me tell you something. I try my best to dry my dick when I'm done pissing.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like wiggling it, and I'm like, I know you're done. You're done. Nothing's coming out of this thing. I'm flinging it around. Mm-hmm. And then I put my pants back, and all of a sudden it just fucking leaks. And I'm like, where is it coming from?
Yeah, so there's a couple tricks I've learned so far.
Put me up on game.
Definitely have to slap it against the thigh a little bit.
Okay, because maybe if I'm like flipping it up,
you're flipping it up.
Still left in the shaft.
Yeah, you need a little assistance from the thigh. You need a little something hard to.
But then if you slap it on your thigh, isn't it going to just splash on your thigh?
Yeah, but you clean that up. As long as it's not on the pants. You know what I'm saying? You slap it on the thigh a little bit. I usually have a napkin or a toilet paper in hand, ready to go.
So when you walk up to a urinal, you already have one in your pocket, or what? You got a little traveling tissue dispenser?
Yeah, I'll just grab a paper towel when I walk in rather than when I walk out.
Okay.
Because I normally don't wash my hands after I pee. This was before I was a free baller. Okay. This was before I had to really get down and dirty on my dick to make sure I didn't dribble on my pants.
Right.
The thigh slap, even wringing it out helps if you lay it in your left palm and kind of like a toothpaste bottle.
Like when you're done busting a nut after jerking off, you just kind of squeeze it out.
Yeah, you sort of wring it out a little bit like a snake that you're trying to milk.
Get the last drop out of there like the toothpaste,
Mm-hmm. That is a definite move. And here's the thing. After all that, you're still going to dribble. So before you pull your pants up, there's no
winning.
You have to wait. You have to literally like count to 10. You think you're good.
Okay, you want to wait for that last little bit to come out of your...
Yeah, because I don't know. I think it's an age thing.
I will say I've had more issue with piss dribble the older I've got.
Yes.
It's definitely, I think like, I don't know if like the muscles around the bladder, your sphincter are just not as strong as they once were.
Yeah, I think as far as I can tell, it feels like a stress related thing. Like when your body is not relaxed enough to really let all of the piss out, that's when you get the most dribble. When you're like tense and maybe you're going quick, maybe you threw a song on for 3 minutes and you ran to the bathroom and you're like, fuck, I gotta get this piss out. I gotta wipe my dick. I gotta make sure I don't have a dribble. Like,
yeah, we're almost done with the third verse. I gotta go.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Right.
It's that. This
tough.
Is the downfall of free balling. But I'm gonna figure it out.
Figure it out, and you let me know, and then maybe I'll have to go.
I'm gonna figure it out because I'm gonna tell you right now. Walking down my hallway and seeing someone walking toward me and just having my little dick head bounce back and forth off of my balls while I'm doing it, knowing that
sexy is that you like how the women feel when they're wearing no bra and they just feel
it's sexy when you have a little chub. it's sexy when you're like, what's up? Like, check me out. You know what I'm saying? But when it's just normal and there's nothing and you just got like a shrunken up.
You got a little Bic lighter hanging there.
Yeah. It's scary. It's kind of scary. And you're like, once you just like, I don't like, this is it. This is it. I'm doing this. I don't have underwear on. This is the most comfortable I've ever been in my life. If you don't like looking at my little soft penis, don't look.
Well, I think that also comes with age. The older you get, the more we've talked about this. That's why the old people walk around naked at the gym, is because you eventually get to a point when you're like, this is what it is. This is what I got. What I've got. I'm not getting any more. I'm not getting any less, hopefully. And you got to own it.
Yeah. I'm trying to get back to my original level of I don't give a fuckness. You know what I'm saying? Because the further you progress, the older you get, the more things you acquire, the better business you have, the more money you're making. The accumulation of life just makes you care more about shit. Mm-hmm. There's more to care about. There's more going on. You're thinking, you're overthinking. I'm trying to get back to I don't give a fuck about anything. That was my favorite time. I miss being fat. Well, if being fat wasn't like unhealthy and I didn't feel like shit, I want to be fat.
You want to be mentally fat.
I want to be actually fat for the comedic purposes.
Well, you also got a lot of pussy when you're fat.
It's like it sets the bar so low. Like a fat dude that could fuck 3 girls is better than a hot guy that could fuck 10 girls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like everything you accomplish is like, look at that fat dude. Like, he can fucking run. Or like, yo, that fat dude fucks bitch.
He almost did a backflip once in the film.
Yeah, like there's so much. The bar is so low. There's so much to be accomplished when you're fat.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I got a suggestion if you're looking to just not give a fuck.
Yeah, what do you got?
Alcohol. It helps.
Alcohol
it helps
definitely
a lot. Helps. Also, maybe laying off the weed a little bit. The weed definitely does the opposite. It makes you a little more self-aware.
But if you're self-aware to not give a fuck, it's amazing.
See, that's the depth of
it's amazing. There's definitely 100% weed. It like puts you in your head and then you are in your head. So if your head is a good space to be in, it's the best time in the fucking world. But if you're in a shitty mood or you're got a lot going on and your head's not a great place to be, you don't want to smoke weed.
For sure.
But that's why I like doing it before the gym, because it's like I'm fucking putting my boxing gloves on for the fight. Like that is the fight, right? I'm getting as high as I can. I'm getting all the way into my head, into every shitty thought that I have, and I'm just fucking working through it. And by the end of it, it's nothing, literally nothing matters. I've gone through everything. I've fucking put myself through the ringer. Everything's out. All the fucking sweat poured out of every gland of my body. Every worry that I went through is gone. It's just fucking, that's why I enjoy getting high and going to the gym.
You heard it first, folks. The man loves it. Big advocate for weed, big advocate for free balling.
Free balling in the gym, that's a good one.
Have you hit that?
Oh.
Did you do the gym shorts?
I've been in the
Have
gym
you
hard.
free balled in the gym short, the silver gym shorts? Because those are the ones that tell all.
I free balled in a white mesh basketball short.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's brave.
Yeah. And my biggest worry was that the sweat was going to make was going to stain the shorts more than anything.
You just got an outline of your nutsack from sweating?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing, right? So boxers kind of absorb sweat a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like they can get sticky, but that's only because you've already sweated so much into them.
But working out in boxers, like you're limited. Your movements are limited because.
But see, are you a box? Were you? I should say, were you a boxer guy or were you more like a boxer brief? Were you a boxer trunk guy? I'm a boxer trunk guy. Because I feel like I need to be able to,
I can't do the trunks though because those are the ones. If they're not tight enough, they get bunched up. Then I'm fucking in my pants, pulling my boxers down. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta have mine tight.
Yeah, so they're more briefs a little bit than they are.
They're pretty much as close to briefs as they can be without being briefs. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was in that game. You know what I'm saying? And I dabbled in the Hanes, a little bit of Goodfellow, tried the Lululemons
It's been
even.
since I wore a pair of briefs. I wouldn't even know what to do with myself if I wore a pair of briefs. I feel like my balls would be like just suffocated.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up that we have to be out here suffocating our manhood and restricting the world from getting what we have to offer.
You're right.
It's honestly,
If God didn't want people to see him, he would have, grown us maybe like some extra foreskin to just cover the whole thing.
or we'd have a vagina and it'd be inside.
Or like an alligator, it'd be tucked away and you pull it out only when it's time to procreate.
Exactly.
And that's it.
There is a religious backing to the freeball activism movement.
You might have a church of freeball on your hands.
Remember the Church of Nudes? This could be it. We always talked about starting a church.
If for nothing else, it's for the tax purposes.
Yeah.
But the closest thing we ever started was Strategies Cabaret.
Strategies Cabaret.
What a time, huh?
That doesn't exist anymore. I don't know of anybody that does. I guess we don't really after party at in Houston. Have you ever been to an after party in Houston? I've never been.
The strip club is like the after party here.
But I mean like an after party at someone's house.
No.
Like you're at the crib getting weird after party. Like the good shit.
Me coked out in someone's kitchen that I don't even know, talking to some other DJ about something I don't even know what I'm talking about. And I just come to a realization that I'm coked out of my mind.
Yeah.
That kind of.
And then there's like a topless girl that runs by.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, where'd she come from? And she's like,
she's
I'm
like,
going to get my friend.
I'm going to stuff coke in my vagina.
Yeah. Those were the good after parties.
Yeah, those were a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Before the days of fentanyl, and you could just fucking have a good time.
Yeah. Imagine blowing cocaine into a girl's asshole these days when there's a little fentanyl in it.
Oh yeah, you might have a murder on your hands.
Could be an issue.
Yeah,
You're like a
fentanyl
fucking
just
ninja
ruined
with the
fucking-
blowgun.
The whole thing. It's the beginning of the end. Well, now the kids are all doing 2C anyways. Who fucking knows?
You just got to get a tester.
I want to get it. Well, when I go to Chicago, I'm going to buy a bunch and try and figure out how to get them back to Houston because they're legal.
Oh, I thought you were talking about cocaine. I was like, well,
No, I'm talking about test strips, like fentanyl test strips.
Yeah.
They're like test strips.
Yeah, you can't get them?
No, they're illegal in Texas. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
The biggest problem killing everybody is fentanyl, and it's illegal to buy testers for them.
Yeah.
That's like one of those.
That's one of the. I rock with the Republicans on a lot of stuff, but that and like the smortions are illegal. They're kind of wilding out a little bit.
It's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. I'm somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I definitely think fentanyl test strips should be legal. If for nothing else, to fucking save someone's life. It's not like you're selling fentanyl. You're selling a way to make people know, oh, this has fentanyl. I'm not going to fucking put this in my body.
Yeah. That's like the last stop for the consumer to have that.
Yeah.
You know?
But I think they think like, oh, we're advocating that it's okay to do cocaine. Well,
People are
guess
going to
what?
do it whether you fucking think it's okay or not.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You just might save a life. But anyhow,
Save a horse,
I
ride a cowboy.
digress. But it's to be on the flip side, I really haven't done much cocaine in a while. And maybe if I had fentanyl test strips, I would be.
It's kept you straight, huh?
It's kept me straight for a little while.
Scared straight. That's the definition.
Pretty much.
Scared straight right there.
Pretty much. That's exactly what we're looking at. So we've talked free ball movement. We've talked dribble. We've talked cocaine and fentanyl. We've hit all the major points that we normally hit.
Yeah.
What do we got else?
Drugs.
Dicks and drugs.
Bitches.
That's what the name of this podcast should be. Dicks and drugs.
Dicks and drugs. That would be a great name for a podcast. But it's like you would know that at some point you'd run into the Apple store being like, nope, can't have
that
here. Can't have this on Apple Podcast.
Yeah.
You get big enough to be on somebody's radar who just has the ability to fucking shit on you.
Yeah.
That makes me so mad, bro. Like,
Let's talk about it.
losing my Instagram, I really truly feel like there was some kind of death. Like it was some kind of loss. of life.
You spent a lot of years building that.
I spent a lot of years building that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like when I lost my computer, and I still to this day don't really feel like the same DJ. Like I can DJ, and I've recouped a lot of music and downloaded a lot of things, but I just don't have that same fucking pizzazz.
The confidence of
The confidence of knowing I got fucking 15 years at the time of race, 15 years of music in this computer, and I know exactly what, if I want to go this vibe, I can take it through a roller coaster through fucking Somalia for a couple hours, like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't have that anymore. I'm just kind of grabbing Drake records and hoping I didn't already play it tonight.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like when you're DJing that you're trying to come up with a formula for the night a little bit? Like you'd be like, all right, I'm going to do 2 house songs, and then I'll throw in a hip hop track, and then I'm going to bring it back up to house. And like, that's kind of going to be the beat of my set for the night or for now or whatever, like and then you throw in the 2 house, then you throw in the hip hop and it goes crazy, and then you throw another house back in, and they're like, we wanted more hip hop, so you gotta make it like 2 and then 2.
That's programming.
Maybe 1 and then 2. But do you think of it? Like that?
I think of it like because usually I'll be like at the beginning of the night, maybe I'll say tonight I feel like just playing some chill house to get the mood set, and when it's ready to take them, then I'll go into heavier house, and then I'll hit them with a couple hip hop tracks and see how they respond. And it's usually, like you said, it's always the same thing. It's like you play them a couple hip hop tracks and they're loving it, and then you give them another house song, and they're like, come on. But you also know that you can't just stay at 73 BPM playing ghetto fucking drug dealer music all night.
Right.
Although a lot of people would enjoy it, the energy of the room, that's something that the consumer doesn't understand, right? The average club goer loves those trap songs, and they would tell you, just play it all night. Yeah, that's fine. But like, they don't realize is there's like a subconscious like draining. I think your boy Kanye West even spoke about how the 808 is the lowest frequency, and the reason that they do that is to hold back your third eye. But from that, if you were to dissect it into something that actually makes sense, it is that those trap music don't have uplifting vibes, and when you're trying to create a party, it's really hard when it's all like death and destruction type music.
Now, what was Kanye talking about?
I saw it on some clip on fucking TikTok. I don't know.
You don't remember?
No,
that's interesting. That sounds interesting.
So basically, I think the theory, what he was trying to get across, was that these overlords, the Jews, their way of enslaving humanity is kind of through music. So the you have chakras, from the high to low.
Well, hold on. Let me stop you real quick. This is the man that's creating the music. This is the man that is giving us the music. So how is he going to say that there's somebody above him who he doesn't like?
Well, hear me out.
Okay.
If you think about it, he doesn't really make like those trap. I think when he's talking about the just straight 808, like obviously he did 808s and Heartbreaks, right? But that album was like a sad album, right? Mm-hmm. But if you think about most of his music, it's not like trap drums. It's like uplifting chord progressions of like samples in the background, right? Sure. High pitched things. He's talking more about like Gunna or fucking Future, like those kind of beats where it's just like doom, 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 doom. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to it but an 808, right? Mm-hmm. And his theory was that as a way to hold back people, they push that kind of music to the forefront. But I think it's deeper than that. I don't think that there's like an evil Jew holding the string, right? I think that it's people want that feeling that like, oh, this is dangerous, this is grimy. You know what I'm saying? So when you play that music, you feel kind of like a badass. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that big bass hits. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whereas like if you listen to like a gospel uplifting song, you're like, I kind of look like a pussy right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that's more what it is. I don't think that there's a evil overlord.
Well, even like for him to say that, you know, the evil Jewish mastermind overlord is pushing this music to the forefront, I don't think that really makes sense, because anybody who makes music like that was discovered like doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
But well, here's the thing, though, right? So they're saying that the music that these labels pick up to push, they only pick up those ones. Like the J. Cole's and stuff like that kind of get shelved. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what it is. But it's almost true, because if you think about it, the only like Kendrick or J. Cole, whenever they have like a hit, it's like it's a trap kind of song. But is that the people, or is the, you know, the chicken or the egg thing? You know what I'm saying? Or is that's what the labels want to push? I don't know.
I think it's the people. I definitely think it's the people dictate what they want, because the label's always behind.
Yeah.
It's always, you know, Nightcrawler that Pitbull then takes and turns into a radio song.
Right.
It's always like you always
XXX making something on SoundCloud, and then the whole industry follows.
Exactly.
Right.
You always see some new kid do it that bubbles up from out of nowhere that had no control by the evil Jews. Mm-hmm. And then they follow. They scurry over to recreate it.
I would like to get back to uplifting music, because like
we're there.
I mean, we are.
We
but
talked about this.
Maybe I'm just late on it.
In the corner.
I'm just late on. But I guess there's not enough like new hit records that I hear that are super corny that I'm like, oh, I want to play this.
Well,
you have to revert back to your
formula.
Tayo Cruz and Jason Derulo's, and let me tell you something. Let me have a little confession here.
Let's
talk about confession time.
Let's drop something on me, dog.
So last night I'm going into my Throwback Thursday party, and I'm in the car, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and like throw on a different Spotify playlist that I don't normally listen to, but that's like pertaining to the night.
Yeah.
And kind of see if I can stumble across a couple gems to inspire me.
Yeah.
You know what
looking
I'm saying?
for inspiration.
Yeah. Just let me put on some random stuff. So I'm like, I type in throwbacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking it's going to give me 90s throwbacks, because I'm old, and when I think of throwbacks, I think of 90s.
You're going to be in for a sad, sad disappointment.
Yeah, and so the first one like had a bunch of like fucking Pitbull on it and shit, and I was like, this can't be right. I was like, oh, I must have spelled it wrong. Typed it in again. Fucking same thing. And then I'm like, all right, 90s and 2000s. And then I'm realizing that the people that are making these playlists don't even realize that these songs are like from 2012.
Right.
They're thinking, oh, that's like early 2000s, because we were in 2023 almost.
Yeah.
So, rightfully so. So then I just say, fuck it. Let me let it play, because I'm not going to keep fucking risking having an accident fucking with the Spotify.
You got to get your money.
So I skip a couple, and then I hear like this song, and I'm like, man, I haven't heard this in forever. And I'm like, no, I mean, it could be Tayo Cruz, Jason Derulo, or Jay Sean. They're all the same person as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But I can't even remember the name of the song now. But I was
just
like,
sing it.
I'm trying. I would if I could think of what the fucking song was. But
was it Dynamite?
No. It was like
I
when,
throw my hands up in the air sometimes, and I say, "Hey yo."
It was kind of, but like I was listening, I was like, this is making me feel kind of good. I'm just gonna go ahead and ride this since no one can hear what I'm playing in here. And you know, you ever done that? Like you have your earphones, and then you're like, I'm gonna venture off a little bit now and just let it be. And it felt kind of good.
For sure.
And I think that's what people like Fawn do in the club. They allow people to be, you know, who they would be in their earphones. And that's kind of...
Fawn has a huge threshold of I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
To be able to sit in that DJ booth and confidently play Avril Lavigne Skater Girl and make it fucking work.
Uh-huh.
Make no mistake, it worked.
It works. And then everyone's like, why don't you ever play Avril Lavigne, you pussy? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll fucking go get my Hot Topic outfit.
Make no mistake, that is just, it's not going to get the same reaction if I play it, because
you got to believe it.
I have no confidence in myself playing that record, and the crowd will recognize that in a second.
Yeah, they'll be like, this fake ass, you're not an Avril Lavigne fan. Stop fronting.
I don't know the science behind it, but if you unconfidently play a record, I don't care what fucking record it is, it's not going off.
There's definitely an energy field that goes with playing the music. I don't know how to describe it, but I think a lot of it also comes from like he might have liked that music when he was a kid. I mean, he's younger, so it's possible that like that was his shit as a kid. And I think it's the same way that like you might feel confident in playing like a hip hop record because that was the shit to you when you were a kid or whatever. And I think that the crowd can feel that somehow.
For sure.
Maybe that because they know that the next song is going to complement it, or you pull it out at the right time, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's way easier that it kind of goes back to the original question I had about, creating your little pattern or your rhythm for the night of how you're going to take these people in the direction that you want to lead them. You know what I mean? Are they taking 6 steps this way and then 3 steps over here and then 4 steps over, like what's the pattern that you're doing this? And once you build that, then you can start throwing in your own little songs that you think are going to, really spice up your set, your own little, ooh, let me show them this. If they like this, I love this one. If they like this, we're all going to have a good time, you know? Like it's all about sneaking it in within that rhythm of how you're giving it to them. For
sure. You find those little things that tie a record together, like maybe the drum pattern or the way the synth sounds, or the vocals, whatever it is, and you'd be like, oh, this reminds me of this. But you're going to think of that track because you grew up with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. Definitely. So we've talked penises, we've talked music. Let's talk penises and music. Let's talk about DJ Horse Girl.
Okay.
What were your thoughts when I sent you the video of the Boiler Room Berlin with DJ Horse Girl?
My initial thought was, is that a girl or a guy? I understand that
it's a horse.
His name is Horse Girl, and I also understand that girl no longer has a solid definition.
Yeah, that's true.
So it really left me wondering, that's why that whole thing is kind of crazy, because instead of me enjoying what you have to offer, I'm still trying to figure out what you are. You know what I mean? Like I'm stuck at the front door. I can't even walk in yet because I don't have an understanding of what I'm looking at.
And I think it's a genius marketing ploy, if nothing else. Maybe it is one of those freaks who think that they're a horse and identify as a horse, which is probably most likely, judging by the crowd that was dancing around it.
Yeah.
But I went on its Instagram, and I can't tell if it's satire or if it's real.
Those are actually my favorite people.
You're going to have to go on its Instagram and really do a little bit of research.
Yeah.
But like it's like a smiling horse, like every picture, and I'm like, I can't tell, but like the way they did the mask, like the mouth move, you saw the mouth move, so lip syncs along with the music. It's kind of genius in a way.
It's sickick taken to the next level. The mouth moves.
I mean, but think about this, right? The mask thing has been done.
Yeah.
But not with a horse head.
Not with a horse head. That's an obscure object. That's an obscure shape.
A horse head that smiles and talks and smizes because the eyes are open, cut out.
Yeah.
And like the music's terrible. But it fits what you would expect Horse Girl to play.
Yeah.
Every time we touch, sped up. Like, what other song would it play?
You speed every time we touch up?
It did.
I just...
all I want to know is, are you prepared when our boss at our Friday night residency lets us know that we're opening up for DJ Horsehead?
I'm fully prepared for that, because if I can't even think, I have to pee. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, if we get DJ Horsehead booked, we'll get so much more attention than we ever would booking any talented DJ. So from a business perspective,
you did a little research on Horsehead.
a little bit.
Where's she from? Where's it from?
Okay. Yeah, I want to make sure you refer to it as it until you can find out otherwise. Because there were no pronouns. And here's why I think it might be just a satire thing. Because normally when you encounter one of these liberals that would identify as a horse, it would say in their bio on the Instagram, it would say their pronouns right there. There were no pronouns. So then I'm thinking, is this a girl? So then it posts. You almost have to look at the horse girl's Instagram to really get it, because there are some pictures where I was looking and you can see like the panties with like the hip, and I'm like, I don't think that's a tranny hip. But then I started looking a little deeper, and there are some runway pictures of it smiling with the luxurious, beautiful blonde hair and a nice dress. And
With
then
the
I was like,
horse head.
yeah, DJ Horsehead. With the horse head, right, smiling.
None of these, you haven't seen this creature without its head up.
No. Well, you don't behead it. I mean, come on. You're a sicko. So check it out.
Yeah.
Some of them are photoshopped. Most of them are photoshopped. And then I started thinking more, and I
How
was
do
like,
you know that?
because I looked into this. I'm trying to figure out if it's a boy or girl too. Okay,
How many followers does it have?
it's 25,000.
Low.
Low for a horse head, yes.
Low for horse girl. It's horse
Or
girl.
maybe Boiler Room is just on the up and up. I can see this thing blowing up. Unfortunately, I can see it.
Okay, I get the gimmick of the head, but that doesn't feel like enough to me these days. Like Sickick has the gimmick of the mask.
Now
but
add
he's
in
playing the
transsexual
mashup.
DJ.
Did she have armpit hair?
Well, that doesn't say much these days. We're talking liberals here.
They all got armpit.
They all got armpit hair,
Oh,
except for the boys who identify as women.
What if I fall in love with a girl that has armpit hair?
What if you fell in love with a horse head? and it had the best pussy you've ever had, and it cooked for you while it ate its hay in the corner, and everything was great, but you had to accept that it was a horse head, and you had to refer to it as such.
Horse girl.
Yeah.
Hey, baby horse girl, come over here.
Yeah. And she said, nay.
Baby horse girl, I just want to pet you. I just want to brush you.
And she's like giving you crazy sloppy toppy with no teeth, though that's difficult with a horse head. But, she's gobbling it up like it's an apple, right?
It's kind of hot. Like it's like a
See?
It's like a glory hole.
New kink unleashed.
It's like a glory hole kind of. You just kind of stick it in the horse mouth, and then whatever happens on the other side.
Who knows? But no, let's say it's a girl, right? You're okay. You know what I'm saying? It's not a transsexual. It's not a whatever. It's a trans species. Can you look past the horse head?
Does horse girl? Hold on. Where did you say she's from?
I don't know.
You don't
And you keep referring to it as a she as if you assume her gender.
Where did you say that it was from?
I believe it's from Berlin.
It is.
If it's not from Berlin, it's blowing up in Berlin. Because if there's any place for a horse head to blow up, it would be in Berlin.
Yeah. Now, the real question is, how do we bring it? How do we bring it to the States?
Slide it.
How do we take advantage
we can be on
of
the
this
forefront.
situation?
Okay, Don King. That's what you're seeing the vision now.
Yeah, we ride in on the horse girl.
I don't know if it's back strong enough for that.
Follow me.
Okay.
Friday night.
Right.
Bottle Blonde, Houston.
Got it.
The greatest party on earth. Right?
Yeah.
All the girls are lined up on security's shoulders doing making a tunnel, how they do for football, how the players put their hands up and making a tunnel at the front door. All the sparklers are going off.
Yeah.
We ride in on the back of horse girl.
Or maybe one on the shoulders, one on the hip.
It's on all fours.
Oh, okay.
It's on all fours.
I don't know if it's going to be tall enough.
If you're claiming horse,
Okay.
you better be able to hold two medium-sized men.
Or we put the horse head thing on a platform with the poles, have the bodyguards lift it up like the girls coming on the car.
It's a presentation.
Yeah, we're sitting on horse head,
Okay.
riding into this glorious DJ booth for the illest triple-headed DJ set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horse girl in the middle.
Horse
You're on the
Girl and the
left.
boys.
Horse Girl and the boys. Like a nice trio.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm into it.
I would be curious to know how much Horse Girl wants for a DJ set, because here's the thing. I'm hanging out at the Creative Hive, Radon's Creative Hive, Radon's Hive. That's a terrible name. We need to think of a good name for the place.
We'll come.
And there's someone there who throws shows and shit and does little festivals and makes money being a promoter. So he's, shopping DJs, looking for somebody to do an event. And there's guys like Shipwreck. You know who Shipwreck is?
Mm-mm.
Guys like Shipwreck and just like house producers that are making great music. Shipwreck makes awesome fucking music, but they have 50,000 followers on Instagram. I'm not sure how many plays they have on Spotify, but they want $5,000 for a DJ set. And it's like the plays that they're getting, the music that they're making warrants them getting $5,000.
Yeah.
They are talented enough to deserve that $5,000.
Right.
The
However,
following that they have, the $5,000 that you're paying to put these people on a lineup, you're not getting your money's worth in ticket sales. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's the classic, like, I don't really care how good you are, who can you bring?
well, I think that's why a lot of artists, when they start out, they go on the road for cheap to build a buzz throughout the States.
Yeah.
So that way when their main album drops on a major label, they already have a following throughout the States, and then they can set up a real tour based on actual numbers that they can put up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I remember seeing Disclosure at fucking Shuba's, which is a bar in fucking Wrigleyville. Not even Wrigleyville, I have Lakeview. Fucking small bar, right? And they killed it. They fucking killed it. And then, like, this was
You
like...
knew who they were at the time?
Yeah. So this was like right before Latch like blew up.
Yeah.
Like Latch was like circulating through like some blogs, and like I think like somebody might have put it in like their essential mix or something. And I was like, yo, this song Latch is crazy, right? And I was there. A couple other people like from Crossfader King were there randomly. Some hipsters that were like on the up and up. Probably Matt Rohn or
I
somebody.
bet Phenom was there. I would probably put money
I don't know
that
if
Phenom was there.
No, you know who was there? Was I believe Clay Collier was there. Clay Collier was there.
His stand-in.
Yeah. If Phenom was there, I can't remember. It's possible. But anyhow.
Yeah.
So then they blow up. Now they're fucking colossal, right? But if you think about it, they probably did a little tour circuit of at least all the major cities, you know what I'm saying? And played like these little whatever bars they could get, that would book them. And then through that kind of cultivated an audience. And then when their actual album comes, they already know that they have like a core audience.
Yeah. So to me, that's the way to do it.
Right.
Disclosure's not trying to blow their name up by getting on festivals and doing shows or like the clubs, like the Taos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like most people who are trying to blow up in this world are thinking that playing at the right places are going to get them to where they want to be.
No.
That is the complete opposite of what you want to do. You want to build your audience, throw your own show, have your own small little audience, whatever it is. Obviously, you're playing on a festival. That's the trade-off. You're booked at a festival with 10,000 people in front of you. It looks awesome. It feels incredible. You're getting $5,000 maybe, but how are you ever? How does it grow? I don't get it. Like it's a weird concept to me to watch these guys try and decide who they're gonna put on a lineup to try and sell tickets, when it's like it's just talented people that have no marketing skills.
Yeah. That's why they need management, or proper management. But it's hard to say because everybody, if I had a manager, I'd have everything. But you kind of need good management that understands the game. You know what I'm saying? Not just somebody who's going to capitalize like our PR agent did on us and fucking whack us for.
We got whacked.
We got worked. We got worked. The kids.
What was it, $2,000 a week for like 4 or 5 weeks or something?
No, I feel like it was a few months. It was like 3 or 4 months. It might have been 6 months. Like she did
It
absolutely.
wasn't 6 months. No way,
It
bro.
felt longer. We were paying.
I think we mailed her like 5 checks or something.
Okay, so maybe it was like
Maybe
2 months.
5 weeks.
We were paying like $2,000 a week, right?
I think it was $2,000 a week. It was something kind of ridiculous.
And and I remember we were in the cities, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, I might be able to get you guys like tickets to a premiere." And we're like, "What?"
No, she told us, okay, go to LA. I have this lined up for you. You're gonna go to Eric Bellinger's birthday party at the fucking roller rink Saturday night, and then Sunday morning, don't get too drunk. You have to be up Sunday morning. You're gonna do this radio show with these people, and literally none of it happened.
None.
Oh, last minute. Oh, it fell through. It fell through. Or we're trying to work on getting you on this other show. It was quite the eye-opening experience.
Yeah, it really made you realize that a lot of people are full of shit, and that was the best of the 3 that we looked at.
Yeah.
Remember, we were kind of like interviewing them, and everybody, overpromised. We'll say.
Yeah.
I think the best we got was like an interview on somebody's podcast that definitely wasn't in our wheelhouse.
Different market.
A different market.
Different
for sure.
market.
But whatever. You live and you learn.
You live and you learn. That's fucking right. But I don't know. I think just the reason me bringing it up, to hear that conversation happen and me weigh in on it and say, they're like, all right, here's more context. We're trying to throw the next mixed signals, right? We're going to do it in Austin. We have the connection with somebody that is an owner at the venue. It's a nice place. It's like it's going to be like a higher tier thing, right? So he's talking about how he has a budget, $5,000 to book an artist.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I got this budget. Let's spend it. So we're looking at artists to book in this $5,000 range, and it's all just talented people that I have stake in this party, right? As a DJ, as a musician, as an artist, I think that these people deserve this money because they are musically talented enough. Mm-hmm. But as somebody who's throwing the event and looking at, I have $5,000 free dollars, I can use it to book Shipwreck for the night, who has 50,000 followers, and maybe two people will come out and see him for that. Take $5,000 and put it into what? Like, I mean, me and you, if we were throwing a party and somebody was like, yo, I got $5,000 for you, what can you do to make this $5,000 the most juicy, what's the word I'm thinking of? How can you get the most out of this $5,000 for the party?
Yeah, I would
do with
definitely
this to get the most
diversify
people?
not just into one artist, especially an artist that doesn't necessarily have the pull that is required to fill a party.
Right.
I would maybe set aside 1,000 or 1,500 for DJs, and then book local DJs that could actually pull people, and then maybe I would put another 1,000 into marketing. Or you're saying the 5,000 is just
literally just 5,000. Like, take this 5,000. What would you do with it that will get the most people into this venue? Because $5,000 is a lot of fucking money. Yeah. You could do so much with 5,000 that would get a lot of people through the door, outside of just booking some DJ who doesn't have that kind of pull. Right. That's the fight between like being the artist, being the businessman. You're like, sure, I'd love to be able to give these guys $5,000 and be like, you guys are fantastic musicians. You earned it. You deserve it.
Yeah.
But also it's like, well, I have 5,000 that'll benefit me if I use it correctly. Yeah. I'm not giving it to these fucking guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You talk about them pretty rough. These are your friends?
No, they're not my friends.
Oh, they're just people you...
They're just like
just an example.
up-and-coming house DJs.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are they from Texas?
I have no idea where they're from.
Oh, okay.
Just an example, because it was the first name that popped into my head. There was a whole list of this tier of DJs that cost $5,000 from this talent buyer or whatever, this guy that's booking shows. And it's like...
Well, I think when we looked at the sheet for potential artists for Bottled, the $5,000 bin doesn't give you a whole lot.
That's what I'm saying. But $5,000 is a lot.
It
You
is a
can't
lot.
Get a lot for it in that space.
Yeah.
but you could do so much with $5,000. If you put $5,000 into alcohol, $5,000 that you're just going to drink away, it's free alcohol, and tell people on the flyer, we're giving away free alcohol.
Yeah.
You're going to get way more people in the door than if you put.
Yeah, because I don't think people really understand marketing, and they think that like, well, book DJ, people come. Like, it's not that easy.
You think it's like literally that low level of sophistication that people have that.
For sure. We've been doing this a fucking long time. Most people in nightlife don't stay in nightlife as long. I mean, think about like the shelf life of a hot bottle service girl, right? Let's be honest. How many of them do you know that have made it past 5 years? Bartenders, they have a little bit more shelf life. But even then, you rarely see a bartender in her 30s still in nightclubs. Maybe she moves out to the burbs and works somewhere else.
Definitely
does
at
real
Twin Peaks
estate.
in the burbs.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever she's doing, it's not at a hot nightclub. For a DJ, you could work 30 years in hot nightclubs. Because,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You're not just based off looks.
I guess I take that for granted, right? Like I just feel like that it's so easy. That equation is so easy. It's like $5,000. You're what?
You're just giving it to me
You're
to
just
figure
giving-
this out? Like, I got it already.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's when you work your way up in the game too. You learn how to like create it on a less of a budget. But then but that's how successful clubs coming about. You know that there's investors who are like, yo, I want to be a part of this scene. I have money, and then there's people who get it, and that are willing to actually, you know, put in the legwork to make it happen. You know, it takes a village.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And with that,
We should be getting to work here soon.
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Put a
Yeah.
fork in her. She's done.
She's fucking
Thanks
done.
for watching our counseling, or what do we call it? It's like a therapy session, pretty much.
It's a little therapy, you know, just letting it out, talking about things that piqued your interest, things that maybe triggered you. Just whatever pops into the mind. I mean, for me, the best time is when I'm just talking and I don't even know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
The words are coming out.
Spit.
It's crazy that
Someone wants
2.5 people watch it, but
Shout out to our 2.5 viewers.
let's go, champ. Thank you guys for viewing, for joining us. I put the thing in the front about subscribing, but if you made it this far and you still didn't do it, go ahead and just it's beep. That's it. Maybe shh, beep. That's it. That easy. Subscribe, drop a little comment, like the video, let the kids know what's going on. If you got some input into anything we talked about, throw it up there. Free balling. Are you doing it or no? I don't know. We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us. Let's go, champ.